friends, it's Allie Cody here. I am the founder and CEO of Avocado Alley, and I am also the creator of You-Based Nutrition, where we focus on healing through food and faith and making sure that you are maximizing your nutrients and minimizing your toxins. Today, we are going to talk about reducing your risk of heart disease. And it's not as difficult as you may think. And this is very serious because 1 in 2 Americans have heart disease, and many of them don't even know it. It is also the #1 killer in the United States. So this is very serious, and I think there's a misconception that it's just, older gentlemen who have heart disease, and that is not the case. It happens at all ages, and it is the #1 killer for men and for women alike. So we need to really dive in and see how we can reduce this, because we want to thrive and we want to be here for our kids, for our grandkids, and everyone else in our family and our friends, right? We really just want to grasp life and enjoy it as long as possible. Before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so that every Friday when a new video drops in, you will be the first to know. All right, you know me, I am the PowerPoint queen. I know it may be old-fashioned, but this is what I do. I love me some PowerPoint. So let's get started reducing your risk of heart disease. Okay, so the #1 cause of death, as I just mentioned, is heart disease for men and for women. 30% of Americans die from heart disease. Do we focus on it? No. Do we eat in a way to prevent it? No. Most of the fad diets out there, most, not all, are high in the very things, the high saturated fat, the high cholesterol, that we want to avoid. So there's this misnomer. And many of those fad diets will help you lose weight, but you're putting your health at risk. And over years of something like a fad diet that's high in saturated fat, and you can do just about any fad diet correctly, but then it becomes super restrictive. So let's look and see how we reduce this. And let's start a conversation, because the more we talk about it, the more we can help others as well. Okay, so some of this but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty on the nutrition. But let's make sure we cover this. Don't smoke or use tobacco. Right there, you're up in your risk, and you know that, right? You want to make sure you exercise most days of the week. I would say 20 minutes minimum. And if you're not there yet, or you feel like you can't do much, start somewhere. Even if it's 5 minutes, just get started. You want to eat a heart-healthy diet. There's many misconceptions on what that may be. My cat is like dying to come in. All right, hold on 1 second. I just got to let the cat in. Come on, Panther. Come on, Panther. You are messing up the show. Come here. Let's show everyone who is disturbing everything. So I have my crazy dog, but I also have some lovable and crazy cats. This is the most lovable of all. This is Panther. And they always seem to want to be in the room that I am in. I have shadows following me everywhere. All right, go. Where were we? Maintain a healthy weight. Yes, that is key too. But if you are looking at losing weight, you don't want to do it fast. You want to do it slowly and healthy. So there's always a balance. You want to make sure you're getting enough sleep. I know your to-do list is crazy, but take a deep breath, breathe, get some rest, and trust God that He will provide a way for you to get it all done and be healthy. You want to manage your stress as well. And eating in a certain way will help that, because it will calm your brain. It will calm your nerves. and it will reduce this inflammation going on in your body. All of that helps you manage stress much better. And do make sure you get regular health screenings. I mean, it's pretty easy these days to do that as well. Cat hair on me. Okay, so let's talk about eating a heart-healthy diet. We want a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. This can help protect your heart. And I know some of you out there are doing like a grain-free diet, not healthy. And I'm not making this up. I have plenty of sources that I use to check, double check, create my presentations. And right now, this is from the Mayo Clinic. You want to avoid too much salt and added sugars in your diet. Again, this is not a surprise. Okay, you also want to limit or avoid saturated fat and trans fat. You want to keep your saturated fat to 5 or 6% of your daily calories and keep your trans fat out of your diet altogether. When I work with my clients, our goal is to have a 0.0 amount of trans fats. You know, sometimes a little bit sneaks in there, 0.003, and that's not too bad, but we want 0.0. And I work with my clients so that we really track this, and that's my job. It's not painstaking for them. I'm the one who does the heavy lifting to help them make substitutions so that they can get to their optimal level. All right, so this is from Consumer Affairs. Again, I don't make this up. Trans fat cutbacks reduce heart attacks and strokes. This is just one of many, many, many studies. Let's talk about where trans fats come from. I don't know if you can hear, my husband's making his breakfast shake that I taught him what to put in and what to make, and so now I can hear that. So you might be able to, hey, you know what? I don't need to edit this. It's all good. You guys are right with me. You're in my house with me, and this is real stuff. All right, trans fat, deep fried fast foods, bakery products, packaged snack foods, margarines, crackers, chips, and cookies. You know, I sometimes end up at Panera a lot in the mornings, definitely during the school year. Before my oldest son was driving, I would kind of have to hang out in Panera for a couple hours to, you know, drive kids around. You know how that goes. And I would watch people come in, and I would either get oatmeal or I would get the avocado bagel on the sprouted grain bread. And I would watch people come in of all shapes and sizes. And Panera has some great options, but I would see a lot of bad decisions and people who were struggling, most likely with health issues, come in and order the sweets, the pastries. You know, those bakery products all have the trans fat. I don't care what products they use. If you're talking about a pastry, it's not good for you. And all of these items combined are really the source of the problem in America today. And the cool thing is, when you eat in a way to lower your risk of heart disease, you also eat in a way to lower your risk of many, many other chronic illnesses. Okay, trans fats. Again, I'm just giving you more ideas and pictures here of what that includes so you can visualize it. If you're like me, then you learn best visually. Okay, now let's talk about saturated fat. Saturated fat is red meat and dairy products. Those are two of the highest sources. It's not the only place. So we want to limit this or avoid it altogether. And the World Health Organization also lists dairy products and red meat as a probable carcinogen. That's the highest rating that they give. And the World Health Organization is one of just a few that hasn't been bullied and influenced by the food industry, by the big conglomerates. And so I really use their information, their recommendation. I put that high on my list. It's one of the sources that I check. So there's no need to have dairy products. You can get your calcium from vegetables, from nuts, many, many other places. And I would limit the red meat as much as possible, if not omit it altogether. That's something I've chosen to do in my life. Okay, so here we have it again. So 630,000 Americans die every year from heart disease. I just want you to look at this chart one more time. I mean, it's mind-boggling. So on the left are the causes of death. By far, heart disease, number one. And yes, cancer, you're right, is a close second. I know what you're thinking. I can hear your thoughts. But then let's look at what we search for when we're Googling. Let's look for the media coverage. It is not covered. And this is scary stuff because heart disease is not only the leading cause of death for men and women, and 121 million Americans have some form of heart disease. Now let me back up. Let's make sure we didn't conflict. So 630,000 are the amount of Americans every year that die from heart disease. Then 121 million Americans have some form of heart disease. So that's almost half all American adults that have heart disease, and they may not even know it. The problem with heart disease is that the very first symptom is often fatal. And this is one of those things that just drives me. It drives me to keep pushing forward, even though not everyone agrees with the scientific evidence-based facts. And they're out there. I'll put some links in the description below. But this drives me. You go along and you think you're healthy and you're losing weight and you're working out. A lot of the diets of people who are heavy into athletics and bodybuilding and working out, a lot of them are high in the saturated fat. They're high in the cholesterol. And the problem is, yes, they look healthy and they're going along life, and then their first symptom can cut everything short. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to take that risk. So healthy fats from plant-based sources like avocados, of course, and nuts, and other fruits and vegetables help your heart by lowering the bad type of cholesterol. Eating many fruits and vegetables not only can help prevent heart disease, but it also helps improve blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and improve diabetes. This is right off of the Mayo Clinic. But here's the key. The key is a comprehensive plan. Okay? The key is monitoring your consumption, making sure you are maximizing the nutrients and you're minimizing the toxins. That's it. It's that simple. And this is what I work with my clients on, and I would love to work with you as well. Just check the links below. You can join my public Avocado Alley Facebook group, and you can also set up a free complimentary call with me if you would like to see if my program's right for you. Okay, so next week we are going to talk about, any guesses? Not just sweeteners, we're going to talk about one in particular. We're going to talk about aspartame. So, does aspartame cause cancer? Is it a carcinogen? Does it also lead to other chronic illnesses? We are going to look into that, and we are going to see what the evidence points to. I'm also going to share a personal story with you that hits this very, very close to home. So I can't wait to see you guys next week. If you are enjoying these videos, then please like. If you are enjoying them so much so that you want your friends to enjoy them, please share. And if you have any comments, good, bad, or indifferent, then please leave your comments below as well. And I can't wait to see you next week. Bye, loves.